where you're standing with ulti, but the overall seems like a decent Shaman game. You don't play into any like low cooldown silences or stuns, so it could happen to some, you know, Disruptor ulti will mostly be used against the Slark, something he doesn't like to play into.
Yeah, fighting into a full team fight of AhJit. You know, if especially kinetic field, Ravage with a supernova, like I think there's just a lot here.
It's a lot, yeah.
And if Zeus has had a good, or even a decent start, sitting at the back lines, adding a lot of damage, making this difficult for EHOME, like you can definitely see possibilities here for AhJit come the 5-on-5, but obviously they have to get there, get to that point, have a good lane, and get those for a couple of games. This mid matchup, XM against Emo, we talked about how good the players are, but it is about the Death Prophet against the Zeus. Is this a matchup that you see Death Prophet running away with, or is it more even as the
usually the
levels come in?
matchup that we see? Let's just should get the farm. XM playing the lane really well, just being on the high ground, putting a lot of mana and putting the pressure on a Zeus. Zeus in general loves to outrange the heroes, where he's staying on his hill, using that lightning, the secures of the last hits, and going straight into bottle. Like, he does not want to get anything else. Understands that, yeah, I just want to have that mana regen, some HP regen. That probably putting a lot of pressure on me. That probably already done with Magic Wand. So yeah, this is the sustain comes from. You also should not be afraid of popping that Magic Wand early on and just get the HP and mana standing your spell.
I wait for him forward on God's Duke of Chalice. Right click away. flyfly really does love playing this Morphling pretty aggressively. It's caught him in a bad spot. We've already talked about the dive on the tier 2. And if he falls into a wrong position, there's a Shadow Shaman Mars ready to go in. Shackles, Hex, Spear, a lot of lockdown, especially when you've got that laser lens, that extra cast range on the Shadow Shaman where we can shackle from such a distance. Does this feel like a different build for the Morphling, where we see something like a Lincoln's for him to try and make sure that he never gets by that shadow pass, something to rip?
Top lane, I don't think you need to invest into Lincoln's here. You're playing into Spirit, Siphon, Shaman, and
yeah, flyfly going down. Chalice getting back with the God's Rebuke, and already
you said it. Like, there's a ton of spells early on. Now, Disruptor is out of mana, has only one Calamity to work. This is not a situation which you want to be. I found a top lane, one little hit will do the trick.
So again, that Abaddon without mana, but has that right click ready to go as ends up dead. So already 2-0 for EHOME. Top and bottom both getting a kill. Make it a 1-1-1, but as Zeus bottle charges, but not playing too far forward.
Chalice getting that first blood, having a bottle straight away, which will allow them to put more pressure on the Morphling. Again, spawning, yeah. So Shadow Shaman, like we're gonna see like 6 heroes in the mid lane, just to be able to secure their runes.
Party over mid.
Dire's middle tower
picked up
is under attack.
by Kaka. xNova goes into Roche Pit, and well, Icarus dive land onto xNova. The chase still on. Meanwhile, Shadow Shaman, he's getting caught. One more shot needed, but nothing to throw, and both supports on EHOME walk away.
Chalice harassing flyfly quite a lot. Oh, that was close.
This lane not going well for flyfly, as the harassment has just been overwhelming so far.
So Fade will take bottom, refill the bottle of Mars, which will put him the full 8.
Oh, body blocks on AhJit top. Got low, but not low enough. Sorry to cut you off. Icarus dive. Not really doing much.
Just being a bro, using a cell, couple of tangos for the Slark. You want to give Slark free experience in this lane. Oh, picks up a bounty room. XNova in a bit of trouble. When I mean in a bit of trouble, I mean dead.
Chased here, and Emo.
Oh, almost like what could it possibly be?
Just sneaks his way in between the trees, being, no, he wouldn't be hurt. Or we've seen.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Now I think this game hangs a lot on Emo. How the Zeus is going to do if these side lanes start to go poorly.
He's about to hit level 6 now, so they need to start playing a bit more aggressive on the side lane. Doesn't have enough mana and needs 1 CS to be level 6 actually. So we'll just go back to the base, refill the mana, come back to the lane.
Rebuke and a spear constantly being thrown out on a flyfly.
Radiant's bottom tower
What
is
is
under
he
attack.
steering to?
I think the combination that I'm seeing, he's done this a couple times, when the God's Rebuke hits exactly with the
Radiant's
spear,
middle tower
you
is
go
under
lose
attack.
the spear, you stay in your side, and you still get stunned. At least that's what I've seen 2 or 3 times already.
True. Well, Dota is a learning experience and we learn something new every day. There it is.
Thunder God Drive comes in to get the kill onto AhJit, taking out this Slark. They've got 3 heroes up top for EHOME.
Illusion.
So they do
Dire's
find a
middle
way
tower
to get
is
one
under
onto the
attack.
Slark. Ooh, Mars taking a lot of damage. Spear back on the flyfly. I want to see it again if he does do that combo one more time, because that's happened twice already.
Now, flyfly putting some pressure on Mars.
He
A
moved
bit
to the
low on
Mars.
mana, yeah, but still
Dire's bottom
okay.
tower is
So
under
they get the
attack.
first kill with the Zeus on the side. Zeus gets past it. You want to give all the kills to Zeus early on if possible, because he is the hero that is gonna carry the game. Let's see if they find any good tier 1 items. Fairy Trinket found
Radiant's
by
middle
EHOME.
tower
This is the
is
item
under
that Zeus would really love to have.
Ocean Heart for the Morphling. That sounds a little friendly. We were talking about that the other day. And this Tide, he's got Ravage, so the big team fight spells are available. We combine that with the Thunder God's Wrath, obviously still on cooldown. Another 60 seconds, 130 seconds at level 1. Long time to wait for that Thunder God's Wrath. Though they did get a kill with the first one, so you need to get something out of it. It's not cooldown anymore where you're able to use it for vision or information. It's much more of a, now you have to sit and wait and you probably want to use it a little bit differently. Fade comes over mid TP from GT. Behind the trees, Chalice comes over, there's the Gusher, falls the kinetic field, there's the arena down, Ravage comes in, the Death Prophet as well as this Mars. God's Rebuke, one more shot, gets the kill on Holly, but trades his life. Kaka Icarus dives away, so it ends up being a 1-for-1 in which ID take out a core. That's fine for IG and flyfly. His lane's opened up a lot more, especially with that rotation over.
Yeah, with the levels, like Morphling just slowly takes over. You are harassing him. What is he bringing? Just the power treads, no more mask yet. Has 1 tango to work with, a fairy fire and a magic wand. And has that ocean heart. He's not in the river. Well, maybe, okay, they find the fairy trinket, so Zeus is like, hell yeah, I'll just keep the item until some tier 4 item drop.
Seriously, he said for a long time he'll be happy about it. Some harassment onto XM. Full bottle for Zeus. Fairy trinket will eventually fly out for him.
Oh, look at this juicy stack on the Radiant side. Not just the normal camp, but the Ancient camp as well. I can easily clear that up. Phoenix has been doing some serious stacking this game.
Yeah. Phoenix getting the stacks. He'll get some gold coming his way. That's always nice once they're cleared up. Exorcist committed over mid. They've got the Mars coming through. The Shackle. Both support stay on the side of
And the tower, like you don't have to
Radiant's
tower
middle
anymore.
tower is under
Ravage
attack.
already used. So very nice rotation from EHOME, trying to get something out of the ulti.
Radiant's
First
middle
exorcism,
tower has
you
fallen.
get the tower pre 10-minute mark, which is always going to be nice.
How many times have we seen the Death Prophet use that first magic to knock it off? It seems to be very common.
Radiant's middle
Spear comes
tower is
through,
under attack.
fly on the Chalice, hits him onto a tree. Yeah, when you use that exorcism, you get yourself the tower as well as 2 kills. It feels pretty massive. Up top, picked himself up Morbid Mask. Pushing AhJit away. He's not exactly farming too well. He's right there with flyfly at the moment. But still, maybe not as well as he would have
Dire's
hoped.
top
Arcane
tower
Ring.
is under attack.
Zeus, meanwhile, he's actually got the faded brooch. And
Yeah.
very
Couldn't even
good.
find Fairy's trinket on their team.
Zeus.
Like I clicked on every
Weatherman
single
himself.
hero, can't find it. I don't know where it is because it dropped for
is.
both teams. Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under
But it was not
attack.
stolen because I only see Death Prophet holding one.
Yeah, I would say unknown if it was stolen, I believe. Oddly,
Dire's
not
top
being
tower
used.
has fallen.
Faded Brooch is fine.
Radiant's
Also for
bottom
Zeus,
tower
I
is under
prefer
attack.
Fairy's trinket just for the spell damage. And one thing that EHOME struggle against is hitting the Phoenix head. And eventually
Radiant's bottom tower has
we'll get that Nimbus. They don't have heroes that have speed
Dire's
other than
top
Slark.
tower
Careful with the
is under
Slark,
attack.
Static Storm, as well as the he has Ravage, failed with the clutch reach, the Thunder God's bot not even needed. AhJit dead on the Slark.
Jake?
Dire's middle tower
mid.
is under attack.
Back xNova. Kaka. Okay. Uses that. XM coming from the side. They still have that combo with the Ravage X Supernova. I don't know what caused Kaka to use it if he
Dire's
was
top
looking
tower
at that
is under
Slark,
attack.
but... Emo. Freaking caught. Into the silence. It's gonna matter. Both Kaka and Emo are dead as they've used that exorcism. They'll glimpse back XM, but that puts in mid lane.
Chalice rotations have been insane this game. Going to the mid lane, getting a double kill, securing the one tower, and now getting a double kill once again. But it's Tidehunter building. Probably just like Blink Dagger to be able to initiate and counter initiate when Mars goes in. We've seen one game where Tidehunter just rushed Arcane Blink.
Yeah. So he could do that.
Radiant's
Definitely.
courier
And he's
has
actually
been
picking the
killed.
favorite. So he's the one holding. Interesting.
5% spell damage, just feels so good. Have on the Zeus.
Ooh, flyfly. Make another stack. All these ancients here. Yes. Perfect. AC. Ready to tank the stack. We'll see who starts to get the majority of this.
All three cores farming a big stack.
Oh, look at all that.
That was
gold
like
for
six, 7 stacks. Blink Dagger 13 minutes in, and the smoke. They want to take a step right now. Supernova will be available in 10 seconds.
Thunder's Wrath in 15. He's going Boots Travel first.
Sure. Zeus is fine with Boots of Travel. It's just straight up Boots of Travel. Usually, at least in EU CIS region, triple null into Boots of Travel is a common build plus a bottle. He decided to go for Etherlands. Just wants to keep the distance from the heroes, so Etherlands is fine. Also, Fenebroach is fine to be more maneuverable
Radiant are
in the team
scanning.
fights. The problem is, if Zeus gets jumped, like, they have a Ravage. That's it. Sunray only level 1. But still feels IG's team fight is much stronger at the moment.
Silence Arena. Down. The Mars that got the right for JT. They'll pick up Chalice. We'll look over the rest. Bait on the run. Icarus dive over. Kaka does have Supernova. He doesn't need to use it. They get the kill onto a second. Taking out Fade. Looking over. Sunray on top of XM as well as this xNova Abaddon. He moves back into the hands of IG. Make it a turn, and IG now with a 1k lead, moving in another tier 1 tower
Dire's
mid.
structures are fortified.
They don't have any
Radiant's
heroes
bottom tower is
to
under
deal with
attack.
the Tidehunter. There's no like
Dire's
Black
middle
Hole,
tower is under
Doom,
attack.
Chronosphere. He can Kraken off pretty much anything. So it's not that bad. I still feel IG's team fight is much better. Oh, he got the hammer off, but more.
You're all the way back to the shackle. That pushes him away from the circle points. That actually gives him an opportunity to wave more in TP.
Not best execution of their spells. If it gets the morph off, I don't think you're getting a kill. Possibly, you know, if Slark was there to use a pounce and burn some of his mana, the Diffusal Blade is available now on AhJit.
There seemed like a bit of miscommunication. You've already got the Serpent Wards. Why are you then trying to, spear him to the tower away from them? All with Shackle, level 2 Shackle, 3.5 seconds. Interesting attempt. Shadow Shaman going into the Aether Lens. It's got enough for the Stone close to the recipe, most likely disassembling his Arcane Boots. Zeus caught. Kill on EHOME, Heroes bottom.
These are the pickoffs that EHOME needs to do. Instead of just trying to team fight into the Ravage and Supernova, they'll lose pretty much every single time. Just try to go for the pickoff until they get the BKBs.
Under attack.
If he's on the Morphling, doesn't have to kill though. Down bottom, XM, he doesn't have Exorcism if he wants to commit for the tier 2. So I'm just gonna back away.
I see 3 BKBs being put on EHOME. I really like that they have no abilities that go through magic immunity.
Blind Fade, a flat shield, but there's the Thunder God draft. Fade ends up dead. They'll look for xNova. Got the kinetic field around him. He does have to borrow time, which he will in fact pop. But 4 heroes here. They got the glimpse ready to go. They stay on xNova, and they'll get the kill with the wave from committing from flyfly, but they're close to the tier 2 tower. The spear doesn't land onto the tower. The silence is on to Kaka. Chris dive all the way back and around. Supernova in set in a tough fight for EHOME if they want to commit to this. You have the vision with this ward.
No arena for 15 seconds. Ravage is up. You might need to actually bail.
Emo still has boots to travel. Cute, even though he's our pair.
Dire are scanning.
Each foot.
Always works. EHOME should just try to take it slow. Possibly a pick off. Scanning the Roche pit. So they think they're doing Roche right now, which they are not. Someone was passing near the Roche pit and it connected. They might go for it. Shaman wards possibly into Dead Prophet ulti. Okay, they did not want to commit for it. I think they wasted an opportunity to not get Roche there. You can see that IG is very scared.
They're moving in though. The smoke. Ward gets taken out, so they know each homer nearby. Link forward, JT, he attacks. Serpent Ward's down, silence as well. Comes on a fade. Second and they've got themselves a spear, but Supernova gets in. There's the Ravage, Emo surviving, just a little bit of help. He stays alive the entire time. The Supernova goes up, they get the challenge, but they end up losing JT to get first guy back from Kaka. XM chasing with the Exorcism. Moves up into the air, he's trying to do what he can from a distance, and storm around 2 of these heroes with the kinetic field. They don't have the damage to follow it up onto the Slark. xNova just keeping him healthy with mist coils. Meanwhile, flyfly, he's farming.
Yes, he is. But nicely done by EHOME. They are separating the fight using the Shaman wards, Dead Prophet ulti with the Arcane rune and poking, just trying to force Tidehunter to use his ulti. Yeah, Tidehunter doesn't like to play into Dead Prophet. It's a really bad matchup for him, especially later on. You can't Kraken off the Spirit Siphon, you're tanky, which means the Spirit Siphon will deal a ton of damage and just goes to eat you alive.
So not that Arcane blink might have been thinking might come out. But Emo's just getting away on that one. I think that's pretty big. He's got the Aether Lens looking for the Ags, but his positioning in this game is very crucial because the Mars is looking for it. And we've seen that multiple fights already where Chalice blinks on top of the Zeus. That's his focus. Spear hits, Kaka in trouble. Supernova work with this time. Silence hacks now. flyfly coming in. There's the Yules and Souls of Thunder God. They've got the Shack, but he's skipping up. The borrow comes pop by xNova. And the exorcisms already going to get. They get the kill and a fade. The look as the adaptive strike hits onto XM, which means he is slowed down and won't be able to catch up. Just utility goes after xNova, gets himself a kill, and now he's silenced. Has himself some launch charge. He'll pop then static storm kinetic field lots of XM, and now the turtles around. They'll look for this death prophet. They use the bullwhip. They'll get this death prophet by himself. And take out XF. JT gets the kill.
Man, he morphed everything into AhJit. And, you know, just try to go for a big cocky play, and it paid off.
Nice! That's plays that are 50-50. It's either good or bad. Sometimes we've seen it in the last game too. He wants to play that hyper-aggressive Morphling high in the AhJit, and then he just gets shots. But his team was there to support him. And now it's Roche for IGT.
It's not being contested. Like that Prophet had your Canaan in the previous fight, so Exorcism was online. Still not enough.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We're not respecting the damage coming out from the Zeus. Like just Thunder God's Wrath level 2 is 400 damage.
Let's see. They all got hit. Yeah, well, xNova and low. So was Fade. He wanted to commit too with the shackle, but that Thunder God's Wrath comes in and he's just about half health.
Slark is not having a game. One thing you can always look at to see how Slark game is going, you check the status bar. There's nothing there.
Radiant
Little nothing.
0-2-2.
Huh? No essence shifts, no stolen AhJit.
Rules up top. Sunray Chalice. Fear from the Morphling. Chalice not going to survive, and IG looking way cleaner this game.
Yeah, they're
Dire's
ones who are
top tower
controlling
is under
this
attack.
game. 2 towers for free on the top lane. Those BKBs need to come online as fast as
Dire's top
possible
tower
for
is
EHOME
falling.
to be able to stand their ground
Radiant's
and
bottom
fight.
tower is
They
under
have
attack.
medical damage pretty much. But they chose those 2 wrong fights. Like they still need 5 minutes to get 3 BKBs online.
I think Tide might go for this Arcane Blink. He's saving up 2,000 gold.
Radiant's
It's a good
bottom tower is
investment.
under attack.
Glimmer Cake just to tank a bit,
Radiant
which I really
structures
like.
are
You don't necessarily
fortified.
need to go for
Dire's
like a
top
good,
tower is under
because this
attack.
way around you have an ability to
Radiant's
save your
bottom tower
teammates.
is under
Fight
attack.
is kind of a dead item. It's way too expensive
Dire's
for what you
middle
get.
tower is under attack.
What would be the way to get it back into being in circulation, you think? Just lower the cost a little bit?
Sure. I mean, the recipe is too costly. That's the problem.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
You get the tier 2 mid. 23 minutes into the game. It's an IG 4K lead. Morphling has that E-Blade being delivered. The Ghost Scepter that's coming on the courier. So now he's got Manta Ghost Scepter, top of the net worth, smoke used. And she looking for an opportunity here with the BKB pop by Slark. This is where the power spike we were talking about could be devastating if EHOME manage. Smoke it's broken. Ollie looking for a glimpse. There's a glimpse. Adaptive strike. xNova gets his borrowed time pop, goes immediately into the TP, but the adaptive strike stops that. Full whip B-Blade. One more shot. Kaka burns him out with a spirit. So there's the kill onto the Abaddon, and they're keeping the pressure on near this tier 2 tower and inside the jungle.
Zeus, Agam Scepter online. Now things become much easier for them to take a fight. Another way of defending the Supernova on top of the Tidehunter ult.
So on the high ground, onto the tier 3, entering pretty early on. Making sure that Slark continues to not have a game. Don't want to give him too much time.
Dire's middle
Make his
tower
way back
is
into
under
this one.
attack.
He's
Dire's
sitting in
middle
fifth in that
tower
work.
has fallen.
It's all close though. As Fade gets blown up by flyfly. Back immediately, got the full whip. They're trying to catch up. The arena down as well as the spear. The spear's up to Ollie. AhJit, no focus his attention there. Static was dropped as well. Nimbus right there with the BKB moving pop out. AhJit. All they got was Ollie so far. Fade brought back. xNova now on the run as flyfly moved into this death process. Has the spear statement on xNova.
Rabbit
The
still
ball
available.
runs down. They have to put the wards down. He's locked up for a second. AhJit's fighting in, but he doesn't have a BKB to work with anymore. This is a tough play for EHOME.
Oh, 2 buybacks already committed. Serpent wards and that Prophet ulti. IG can just reset. Wait for the Disruptor to come online and go in once again.
Yeah, that
Radiant
BKB really
are
didn't get much
scanning.
for the Slark either.
He killed Disruptor. That's it. They need BKB on Mars. He's 1,000 gold. How's that profit doing? Yeah. About to get it done, and it's line.
So BKB timings are here for EHOME. The question is, will it change the outcome? Certainly a power spike that has been in the mind.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
So this set of racks, Death Prophet sitting in between the tier 4s. We saw how quickly heroes like Shadow Shaman can fall to flyfly going in with the Heat adaptive strike. And you come back, so you need to be careful on the Shadow Shaman, because that Hex is pretty important for these fights, as well as that Shackle if he's got the right positioning.
They also bought back on the Abaddon, so need to be very careful about the positioning.
Yeah.
EHOME, they need time. They somehow need to buy more time, wait until the Aegis expires, farm a third BKB, possibly then take a fight inside the Roshan pit. And yeah, Tidehunter has a Cane Blink that we talked about.
He almost has the Arcane Blink, just 50 gold away from that. Zeus used that Thunder God's Wrath. Got that information. That's a long cooldown, 25 seconds. Still has the Nimbus on so he can work with that. Maybe doesn't have the Thunder God's Wrath on level 2. Still outputs a lot of damage given the right position. So can't need it just for vision if you feel like you're up by enough to enough in these fights. They're starting to focus their attention over bottom.
Tower is under attack.
The tier 1 tower, Elevate Tunic for the Dire side. And there's the BKB for the Mars. So your cores have BKBs on EHOME.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
We'll see if they can.
Flyfly also brought BKB for himself.
Yeah.
Let's see the back stab coming up from EHOME. It worked nicely.
Disruptor, there's the waveform. Evil popping lead. Arena down, but it's a win. They get the kill on BKB being by the Slark, as well as flyfly. Morphling moving in. The Ravage hits on him too. XM now pops BKB. Got the Exorcism going. The Lotus replaces the flyfly. That's coming out from Kaka. We just finished that off. Waveform back. BKB starting to run out. Kaka getting low. Has the Supernova available. Icarus diving forward. Supernova there. AhJit
Good Supernova.
And the pounce away. xNova will go down. Typhon who gets the kill. The Supernova forces EHOME back, and both these supports don't have buyback.
AhJit just completely dismantling them in the team fights. Shadow Shaman bought back in the previous fight. Flyfly understands, like, I'll just go in and I pop my BKB, gets one-shotted by Ethereal Blade. Now they're starting to put some pressure on the tier 3 tower once again. Timely use the Ravage with your team. So that's a 25% cooldown.
Out in 64 seconds, and look at that, just Chalice getting blown up. Sunray to heal you pretty much completely in the ad. AhJit on their way to a potential 1-1. They're up 14k. They're leading by quite a bit. EHOME haven't exactly had a game with these BKBs. You know, it just hasn't been enough.
A missed opportunity to get the first Roche when they were smoked. Had the Shaman wards, had problems with 2-1 speed, didn't look for it. Slark
finds Emo. BKB, Emo one shot from dead. Sunray, is it enough? Oh, just gets out with the Blink Dagger. Now they're turning this. They've got the Hex with the Lotus Orb reflecting Fade's Hex on the JT. Photo from JT on top of this Shadow.
This is just separation.
Committed, and he's gonna die here. And
it's
now
like, I have to do something, but that's not the correct play. There was no team behind you to back you up. Slark has no BKB nor Shadow Dance, so should be very careful how he approaches.
Standing still. They look to find Kaka. They'll get themselves a loose one, but the damage from Shadow forces him. The fact that he's got BKB ready to go. AhJit out going away from the twice. He's back under the Nimbus. And dash and strike, blowing up the Slark. Chalice is gone. xNova on the run. Body blocked by flyfly. If the borrowed time is up, his time is over, and he's dead.
He attacked twice.
Oh, I think they found XN. Team wipe.
I think this might be it. EHOME's just falling apart in this game. They have no response for this Morphling. 14-1 and 7. No response for the Tidehunter.
Dire's middle tower
Like
is under attack.
he can do whatever he wants with the Blink Dagger, getting in. Ulti will be always ready to
Dire's
use,
top
to,
tower
just
is under
cracking things
attack.
off.
Towards top.
Dire's top tower
This
has
is tough.
fallen.
This is EHOME down by 18,000.
Not sure what the play is here for EHOME.
14-1 and 7 for flyfly. A big difference compared to the first game.
Yeah, Slark is just not a factor in this game.
Dire's top
I don't think
barracks are
he
under
even
attack.
has 1 point in. He has 2. Did I see that correctly?
Yes.
Okay, so 2 stolen agility.
30 minutes into the game. And you're looking for Slark to be a lot more active earlier, have some more stacks available to him, kind of pop off in this
It's
game.
tough, you know. I think it's a bit of a debate where you think it's a good matchup against Slark, but sorry, Slark against Tide does much better than expected in this type of matchup. Roche, let's see if they decide to take it. They definitely need to pop the exorcism, but then you won't have it for the next team fight. Oh my god.
Blade. Man,
Give that
Server Wars are there. They lost Kimmy. They'll go for the Supernova. They'll look for the Morphling. Flyfly getting low. Invictus on top of him, helping him out as best as can. The Supernova goes up there. The Pulse Key to get the start of the Shadow Shot, and they will go over and take out AhJit. Down to the Slark. Abaddon follows suit. Morphling wide to put the exclamation point on this one for AhJit. 31-13, and a very huge victory in game 2.
clean execution, Morphling, dominant performance.